just stepping back and looking at, okay, what were the good things about today? What were the good things about my life?
So what's this life outside of skiing? Which I guess skiing is still a big part of all of it, but you're a dad. And
yeah, so my wife was in the movies, big mountain skier, heli ski, Alaska, world champion. Like, she was very good, almost made the U.S. team, technically incredibly sound, beautiful skier, but very methodical, very thoughtful. Currently, she'd hate me to say this, but she graduated Dartmouth and Wharton, worked at McKinsey. She's business mind, thinks of all the different angles, anything that could go wrong, anything that could go right, all the situations, organize everything in advance. And I'm kind of like, we'll jump in, and whatever comes, I'll figure it out and I'll muscle it type attitude. So we have 2 daughters, to instill that sort of both worlds on the girls is important to me. And especially on our first daughter, she was very cautious. And I was just like, the more you push that way, I'm going to push even further this way. And I do not want her to lean that way. I want her to understand both worlds, and I want her to really think about the situation, but be free and confident. And so I think it's really cool to have that attitude and different perspectives from each parent. I look at how I got to my success, and I'm just like, how did I? Like, I was never the craziest. I was never the one that's willing to risk the most. A bunch of my friends like jumping on the tramp and doing these double flips and triple flips, and I never would try that. It's just, it wasn't me. And I was quite calculated. Like, it's funny to say because I was in one of the craziest sports you can pursue, but I was very calculated, and all came from preparation and belief and I think approach. But when it came down to performing, I understood what I was trying to do, and I went for it. And I look back at all those guys that had that just go for it type attitude. I don't know if their parents were different or whatever, or both of the same, and both kind of push them down that arena, but or push them with that mentality. But like, a lot of them got hurt. A lot of these kids that were more talented than me would just push beyond their limits and get hurt and never really made it because of injury and this or that. Or maybe they realized, like, okay, this is too much. And I don't know if I articulated that well, but basically my parents with those two perspectives helped me kind of calculate these very kind of intense approaches and really charged at them with confidence.
Yeah, Steve.
That was all over the place.
It was beautiful. Don't believe anything different. Hey, this has been really fun for me and really meaningful. I'm so glad you came. And
Randy, thanks for having me.
I maybe I'll follow you up to Sundance today and steal a couple turns with you if you'll do a wedge for me, then I can keep up with you. I've got one last question for you before we're done. Steve, what does gratitude mean to you?
I've been all over the place with religion. I grew up Mormon, and I pray. I believe in God, and my prayers consist of gratitude. And it's just being able to step back and look at my life and just say, hey, you have it very well. And I feel like when I do that every day and just look at, like especially when you have kids and you're in a relationship and it's just this battle and things go sideways or something comes out of your mouth that you're just like, oh, that's not good. Here it comes. That's going to bite me. There are times where it's tough and you're raising little humans. I say prayers every night, just stepping back and looking at, okay, what were the good things about today? What are the good things about my life? What are the good things about my partner and my kids? And if you're frustrated, like if I feel frustration for one particular thing, I pinpoint that and I just zoom out and I'm like, what is good about that? What can that teach me? And that really brings a calmness to me toward everything that's going on. I mean, life is so complex compared to when we were kids, and it just seems to get more and more complex as time goes on. So it's just, gratitude to me is something that keeps me grounded and keeps me positive and moving forward and happy. And I'm a pretty happy person.